Hello friends. So today we are going to learn about the vehicular characteristics. So vehicular characteristics is an important study for measuring the various vehicular characteristics which affects the design and traffic performance because it is possible to design a road for any vehicle but not for an indefinite vehicle. The basic criteria for highway engineering is to cater for the need of existing and anticipated traffic. It will not be economically feasible to keep on increasing the geometric standards and thickness of the pavement from time to time to meet the needs of few vehicles whose dimensions and weights are increased. Hence, the vehicle standards should be uniform at least within a country, keeping in view the large percentage of existing vehicles and those likely to be manufactured in the near futures. Okay, so these are going to affect the design of traffic performance. So these are further divided. Vehicular characteristics consist of static characteristics and dynamic characteristics. So static characteristics of a vehicle affects the road designs, namely dimensions, weight and maximum turning angle. So dimensions include length, width and height. The height of vehicle affects the clearance of a overhead structure. The height of a driver's seat affects the visibility distance, and the height of the headlight affects the headlight sight distance in the valley curve. Okay. Then the width affects the width of the traffic lane, shoulders and parking facility. Height of a vehicle generally will affect the clearance of overhead structure, under bridges, clearance from overhead bridges, then electric lines, service lines, internet cables. Okay, then length of a vehicle is important factor in the design of horizontal alignment. The length affects the safe overtaking distance. Then it will also help for extra widening on the pavement. Then capacity of the roads should be taken into consideration. The minimum turning radius is important factor. Parking facility, whatever we are going to provide in that, length of a vehicle will play important role, and also the length is important factor for the design of valley curves. So vehicular dimensions, the dimensions to be obtained should mainly consider overall width, height and length of different vehicles, particularly the largest one. So here the figure you can see, in this figure, this figure you can see it is a combination. Okay, so it is a public transport system. It is the having maximum dimension and load carrying unit. So it is very important, and this is taken into consideration while designing. Okay, then weight affects the pavement thickness and gradients. Limiting gradients are governed by weight and power of vehicle. Next is power of vehicle and their loaded weights governs the permissible and limiting value of gradients on the road. In this regards, the total resistance to traction consists of inertia, rolling resistance, air resistance and grade resistance. From the total hauling capacity and the power required to overcome the total tractive resistance, it is possible to determine the speed and acceleration of a vehicle, which in turn is useful in the traffic regulations, planning and design. Okay, then minimum turning radius. This all depends upon the length of a vehicle, wheelbase, and this helps for the designing of the proper steering system. This affects the design of sharp curves on a hill or valley. Then we'll move on to dynamic characteristics. In dynamic characteristics, we'll focus on speed. Now, how does speed helps for the dynamic characterization? It affects the side distances. It helps for properly providing the superelevation. It helps to maintain the length of the transition curve. It helps in the designing of vertical curves. Also, it plays an important role in widening of the pavements and shoulder. Also, it is essential factor considered during the design of gradient, capacity of the traffic lane, and design of intersection. In all this, design of speed control is an important factor for all the geometric features of the highway. Then coming to acceleration. Acceleration is governed by vehicle transmission system, weight and horsepower of a vehicle. Maximum deceleration rate depends upon the friction between the tire and pavement. Braking system. Now, what is braking system? The deceleration and braking characteristics of vehicle depends upon the design and type of braking system, that is mechanical, fluid or air brakes. These are the types of brakes and its efficiency. The safety of vehicle operation, stopping, side distance, spacing between the two consecutive vehicles in the traffic stream are affected by braking capacity. Thus, highway capacity and overtaking side distance requirement also indirectly gets affected. Then lightning system, vehicle lightning system. In a vehicle we can see there is a headlight, rear lamps and direction indicators. So everybody is using vehicles. You might be very well aware of these types of lights which are provided in the vehicle. So what is headlight? This helps to provide a main beam for the driver to see the road ahead, and also it helps to provide a dipper beam for avoiding glare to the opposing traffic. Right, headlamp which is provided at the front side of a vehicle. Then rear lamp, that is back side. This gives indication to the driver about presence of a vehicle in front of him. This also helps to avoid the rear end collisions. Then direction indicator, these are provided on the sides of a vehicle. It gives adequate noise to the indentation for the driver to turn or to stop. Usually amber color is provided for this direction indicators. There are 5 critical components interact in the traffic system. This you remember very well. What are the 5 components interacting in the traffic systems? First is road user, that is it may either be driver, it may either be cyclist, passenger, pedestrian, anyone, whoever uses the road, that is road user. Then vehicle, it may either be public, that is commercial vehicle or private vehicle. Roads and highways, any types of roads, highway, expressway, anyway. Traffic control devices, and lastly the general environment. So all these are the 5 critical components which helps for the design of the traffic systems. So we'll stop here and continue in next lecture. Thank you.